Good evening. It is still Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. And I'm checking in for my evening video. I won't make it all the time to have enough daylight while I'm driving, so I'm going to do it now while I'm still at work. And this one is about, well, first, again, like my videos so my channel can grow, if you don't mind. Subscribe and share. I really would appreciate it. So, let's get straight to it. I remember coming up, right, growing up as a child, for whatever reason. Well, I know why I'm explaining why first later, but I'm gonna tell you how I felt. And as I got older, I realized why I felt that way. As a child growing up, I always felt like I wasn't good enough, right? I wasn't as good as everybody else. I wasn't as good as the other kids. I always felt like everybody else was better than me. And that carried on into my early adulthood, right? Feeling like I just didn't measure up. I wasn't good enough. Everybody else was better than me. And that I wasn't really that good at anything. I didn't have any value, any worth. I was just less than. I always felt less than, right? And as I got older and started doing some self-help, working on myself, trying to change some behaviors, change some ways that I thought, I dug in and figured out what it was that caused me to feel like that all my life, right? Basically insecure. And what caused, and I found out that it's the same for most people, not just me. A lot of people have been through what I've been through, or feel how I felt. And they still feel that way, some people do. I don't. I no longer feel less than. I no longer feel like other people are better than me. I no longer feel like I'm not as good as everybody else. But that took years of, I guess, self-improvement. So I'm gonna share some things that I learned and what I dug up about myself that caused me to feel that way, right? One of the things that used to bother me, that used to be on me like real heavy when I was coming up. I used to think that let me put it this way. I used to be nervous sexually. I used to think I wasn't big enough sexually. Not that, and no woman told me this. The reason I felt like that because I used to sneak as a little boy and watch porn, right? Doing somebody had no business doing. I used to watch porn, look at the little titty books, nasty books, what we call them. And the guys in there, in the books and in the magazines, I would see them, having sex with the women or whatever. Here I am, 9, 10 years old, looking at this, sneaking. I'm managing a little boy. So, what I saw damaged me for many years. Confidence-wise, self-esteem-wise. What I saw damaged me, and what it was, I thought I didn't have enough. I thought I was less than. I thought I wasn't big enough sexually as far as, private parts or whatever. I don't want to say the word. At 9, 10 years old, because I'm comparing my size, I'm a 10-year-old. Not as a grown man, I'm talking about as a 10-year-old, I thought my penis wasn't big enough, even though I ain't number 10. I'm looking at the guys in the magazines and on the porn, and they like this, right? Y'all done seen them, I ain't the only one to watch porn. So by me looking at that, made me think something was wrong with me. And I couldn't go talk to my mom about it, or my father that I had at the time, because I ain't supposed to be even watching this stuff. So I can't let them know what I'm thinking, because they're gonna wonder where you get that idea from. Then I would have to tell them I'm watching porn. I'm looking at these nasty books, which was forbidden. So therefore, I had to carry that around with me throughout my life. And you know, my early adult years, it manifested, it festered, it grew as I grew. So as I got older, I grew up thinking I ain't have enough to satisfy a woman. Because when I was 10, I didn't measure up to the porn star. So that was a strike against my self-worth, my confidence, causing insecurity, thinking I ain't measure up that way. And then I also, at one point in time in my life, I was overweight as a kid, a little chubby kid. All the other kids was, you know, skinny or whatever, not fat, like I was fat. I was a fat boy. That's why I'm so heavy to the gym now. So I'm looking around at everybody else, comparing myself to them. They skinny, I'm fat. So there goes something else wrong with me. I'm not like them. They skinny, I'm fat. So now I got two strikes against me. I'm watching the porn, and my dick ain't the size of the guys on the porn video, which ain't too many men got it like that. And now I'm also looking at the fact that I'm fat and they skinny, right? Then I was also adopted as a child. So now I'm growing up thinking my parents didn't want me, because they were still living. They lived the same neighborhood, at one point in time we lived in the same neighborhood. So it wasn't one of them adoptions where I ain't know where, you don't know where your parents are, you don't never see your parents, you grow up, when you get grown, you go try to find your parents. I've been knowing where my parents was all my life. Round the corner, across the street, dad used to pass by my house, wouldn't stop. So that added to my feeling like I wasn't good enough, right? So through the help that I sought out, as I got older, I realized, I told my therapist, I'm gonna call him, about the idea of the dick size. And he was like, well, what woman ever told you that you ain't have enough? I was like, ain't no woman ever told me that. As a matter of fact, women just tell me I was blessed. I didn't believe it. Even when a woman told me I was blessed, I would think she just trying to get something out of me. She lying. Because I got it in my head from what I saw when I was a little boy, comparing myself to the porn star. Comparing myself to the porn star. I'm going somewhere with this. Comparing yourself to others, no matter what it may be. So, to sum up, I'm going to get to the quicker version of what the problem is. Where your insecurities come from. Your low self-esteem, where it come from. Why you feel like you're not good enough, where it come from. I'm not going to drag this out for 15, 20 minutes because it don't take all that on this one. It's very simple. Stop comparing yourself to other people. When you do that, your insecurity will instantly go away. I'm not going to the therapeutic thing because they're trying to get money. They're going to drag it out session after session, right? Short and simple. In order to stop being insecure, low self-esteem, stop comparing yourself to other people. Because no matter how good you may be doing, it's going to always be somebody doing better than you. So, say for instance, if I got 7 inches, I ain't saying I got 7 inches, I ain't telling you what I got. I'm just making an example. 7 inches is nice. But if you look on the porn videos, them guys got 12. So, if I'm comparing myself to them, I ain't got but 7, they got 12, I'm going to feel less than if I compare myself to them. Even though I'm still good with 7. I don't think so, because I'm comparing myself to someone else with 12. That was my first run in with comparing myself to others that end up destroying my mental. I had to get it back later on. That's why I'm here to tell y'all. You can be a millionaire, right? And still feel less than if you're comparing yourself to a billionaire. You can have $100 million and be looking over at that billionaire feeling like you ain't got enough. Because if you're comparing yourself to that billionaire, you don't. You got $100 million and that ain't shit because you're comparing yourself to a billionaire instead of comparing yourself to yourself. Always and only look at you, your journey, your progress. We always making progress, if it ain't but a little bit at a time. You try to lose weight. What happens is you end up quitting and giving up because it's been a month and you only lost 5 pounds. And the lady over there on the other treadmill on the side of you say she lost 25 pounds in a month. So you get discouraged and quit. She lost 25 pounds, you only lost 5. That's where you messed up at. Instead of looking at her 25 pounds, you should be grateful and comparing yourself to you that you 5 pounds lighter than what you was. So comparing yourself to you doing better. You lost 5 pounds, but you worry about the lady that lost 25 pounds, so you think you ain't did nothing. Because you comparing yourself to somebody else. But guess what? That lady that lost 25 pounds is somebody else that lost 40 pounds. And if she look at them, she gonna think her 25 pounds ain't nothing. Because the other lady lost 40. So forth and so on. That is a dangerous thing to do. Compare yourself to other people. It will have you doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. It'll have you out here buying stuff that you can't afford because you're comparing yourself to somebody else. You'll be out here struggling to pay for a 4-5 bedroom house because the person over there that makes 6 figures got a 4-5 bedroom house and you only make 50, but you got a good credit score. Instead of getting a house on your budget, you comparing yourself to somebody who makes way more money than you. And in order to not feel less than them, you try to compete with them. You try to match them. So you feel just it's equal to them. Can't do that, my friend. Can't do that. Cannot compare yourself to other people. Do not do that. That's where the insecurity comes from. That's where it comes from when you feel like you're not good enough. You're comparing yourself to somebody else. You're in a relationship, marriage, a relationship, whatever you're in. And I done been here. Well, you thinking your girl, everything fine. Your girl treating you, or your woman, or your man, or whatever, they good. They ain't acting fun of mistreating you. But you keep on fucking with your girl. You keep on messing with her. You keep on messing with her. You picking on her. You cheating on me. You cheating. You keep accusing her. You don't leave me. You don't love me. You keep accusing her. Even though she ain't showed you nothing. She at home. She with you. She laying up on the side of you, all up under you like she love you, but you don't believe she love you. Because you comparing yourself to some other guy who taller than you, in better shape than you, make more money than you. So you're assuming she want him. She ain't told you that. But by you comparing yourself to that guy, you think your girl want him over you because you don't think you good enough to be with her. He is. He's her type, not you. Even though she with him, you thinking if I was her, I would want him because he taller than me. He got more money than me. Not knowing you is what she wants. But your insecurity from thinking you not good enough because you comparing yourself to somebody else, it's got you finna ruin your relationship. You finna run your girl off with all the jealousy, all the questions, all the accusing. Because you comparing yourself to somebody else instead of being content with who you are. and accepting the fact that if she don't like you for who you are, she can bounce. And that go for anybody else. Anybody that don't like you for who you are, they can go. Anybody you with, your dick ain't big enough for her, she can go. If you got 8 inches and she needs 12, she can go. If you 5'11" and she needs somebody 6'4", she can go. You are who you are. You ain't gotta be nobody else. Now, ain't nobody else you. You're the only you. That means something. That matters. That you are the only you. Quit comparing yourself to others like, why you gotta be them? Who are they? Well, you need to be them. Instead of being you. Because believe it or not, while you comparing yourself to somebody else and thinking they got it better than you, there's somebody somewhere comparing themselves to you thinking you got it better than them. Crazy, ain't it? Somebody looking at your life wishing they had your life while you over here wishing you had somebody else. I realized all that in my journey on this road of life. While you over here looking at somebody else's life, thinking their life is better than yours, wishing you had their life, somebody looking at your life wishing they had yours. Yep, sure is. I remember a time, man, when I was like down and feeling depressed because I ain't had this, that, and the other. And a guy came to me and told me, man, I sure wish I could live in a house like what you living in. I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, this is a nice house. I wish I could live in a house like you living in. That's what I'm working for now, and trying to go back and get my this and this, that, and the other, so I can have me a house like this one day. That's what the dude told me. Well, I'm over here looking at this other house, thinking what I got ain't good enough. Here comes somebody else, the cable guy that's installing the cable, say he working hard and trying to save his money so he can get a house like what I got. And I'm thinking my house ain't really all that, but here this guy looking at my house, wanting the kind of house I got. Oh, well, ain't that a bitch? I'm over here dragging myself through the mud, depressed, down there, because it ain't happening fast enough for me to get to the other house that I think is better than the house I got. Stop comparing yourself to others and watch the peace, the instant peace that come to you just from being content with who you are. If you need to lose some weight, that's fine, go on lose the weight, but go at your pace. If you don't lose 5 pounds this month, that's 5 pounds. Don't worry about who lost 30 pounds. You lost 5 pounds. You 5 pounds better than what you was. Compare you to you. You were 5 pounds heavier a month ago. That's all you need to know. Don't worry about who lost 40, 50 pounds. You don't know what them folks doing. They might be smoking crack. You don't know how they lost that weight. Don't worry about them folks. Focus on you, and it'll bring you so much peace. Thank y'all for watching my videos. I got plenty more to come. Y'all have a blessed day.